Hey guys, it's Amber, and I'm getting ready to start on my day 3 for the album. And I've been pulling aside some products that I have had in the back of my mind to want to use here. So I've got my photos. This was printed with my day 2. We went on a bamboo rafting excursion, so this will be a double page spread. I tried to take care and make sure that my guy was not in the center, but I'm a little worried about punching holes, so we'll see how that goes. We came back and had lunch, changed and got out to the beach. This was a leftover from day 2 that I'm going to repurpose. As I needed a photo to go on the back of this one. It looked better in this shape and in this size. I think it's going to be like 5 by 8 1/4, so I'm going to trim this one down to 5 by 8 1/4. I've got some floral pics. I have another enlargement here, and then some enlargements of the sunset and some options for photos, and then our dinner photos with another enlargement here as well. So as always, lots to trim and cut. For some products that I pulled out, I have my letter stickers here in this color scheme, and then the green one I have in mind potentially if I do any word phrase stickers. I wanted to punch out either this adventure or the loved this, or even the so fun, because we're wearing orange, so I can kind of play with the orange a little bit. Let me show you what I have for embellishments. I have this chipboard set out. I was thinking about doing this scenic route for the win on my enlargement here. It's kind of what I've been doing with all these other tags. I like the camera one too, so I was thinking about maybe doing 2, just because I have so much room on here. So we'll see. I don't want it to get lost. I have this outside adventure chipboard from a July Stories by the Month kit that I'm considering. I have these pulled out that I would maybe mix in with my letter stickers. So I've got the going places, get outside, the exploring, you know, just a variety there. The word strips I pulled out because there's some green ones. Got my puppy stickers in green. These 2 cards were from the Strong Story kit. I had pulled them out because I thought, you know, I might be able to do something with these green cards with some outdoor adventures. If I don't use them today, I can maybe use them for my day 4 layout. Then I also pulled out these cards here from the 2021 story collection. Studio Calico cards. That's like a clear tag. Some more Studio Calico cards. That is Citrus Twist, and then that's from the June 2012 Stories for the Month. So I just pulled out a variety of stuff. These were actually already in my stash of things that are here to my right. I also have these green fabric, or these fabric pieces. I haven't, usually when I use these products, I like to scatter them throughout an album. I haven't been using them yet, but there was some greens in here. I wanted to see what the sentiments were. So they are staycation, which isn't really useful. I have this orange, this story, which might look good with the orange we're wearing. I've got adventure in a hot pink. Let's go in black. So I might be able to do something with those as well. So just stuff to consider. I like having it separated out so that I can attempt to use it. I'm just taking a peek here. I've got these wooden pieces. I've got lots of green. I still haven't done anything with these circles yet. So I'm just trying to keep stuff in the back of my mind. And I still haven't touched anything with these leather tags yet either. So I'm gonna get trimming. Same as always, gonna start punching holes, getting things laid out, and then start filling in and see where I go from there. I don't really have anything especially crafty planned like I did for my day 2, but you never know, something could pop up, so we'll see where it goes. Okay, so step 1 is just getting all my photos cut apart. Just showing you really quickly how I work on that. I put them in chunks and then I work on them on my Wear Memory Keepers 6x8 cutter, which I really love because it's self-sharpening and I feel like I get really clean lines all the time. So the next step after that is going to be starting to add all the photos into their pockets and figuring out my order of things. So I know that I want to do that photo on the left-hand side there, where we're walking into the park, nature area, our ticket, which is one of the few pieces of ephemera I have, which is a shame. Us in our little life jackets there, then figuring out what photos I wanted to sandwich around my double page spread. And then I just have a few more photos there that I need to figure out their placement and what cards are going to go with them. So I'm wearing pink there, so I was trying to play off the pink a little bit. Several of those pink and green cards are Studio Calico cards. I'm going to end up going with that one on the left-hand side that says Hey Hey Vacay, and a plum card there that you see me pulling out, as well as that Let's Go card, which I believe is Studio Calico. I wanted to use that Travel Story number 3 card here in this position, but the bright yellow with the green and orange just was not working, so I decided to use it later in the day. So I'm just going back and forth here, trying to figure out what cards are going to go where before I start to finally narrow in and make some decisions. So here I decided to jump back to day 1 and find a card that this ticket could sit on, and I found this perfect palm leaf print from Studio Calico. And then I finally was able to narrow down that green leaf print is from Citrus Twist. It was actually 6x8 paper that I cut down. And then right now I'm just trying to get my photos into position, so if I don't figure out every single card, that's okay. So these 2 cards are going to be, or sorry, photos are going to be going back to back. And then I have we went to our excursion in the morning, we came back and had lunch, we got changed and went to the beach. We saw a stingray, and then we just chilled until dinner. So I just have to kind of make sure that I'm keeping all my photos in line to tell our story here. That blue water photo is actually one that I had saved from the first day, knowing that I could try to reuse it. And I think that beach umbrella one is as well. We had gorgeous weather every day, but something I try to keep in mind, if something isn't working on one day and your trip is a series of similar days, try to use it elsewhere. It's a gorgeous photo of the water. So then here I had a 3x4 of the beach in the sky. And as I was flipping through, I realized that I needed another 6x8. So I'm going to end up enlarging that. But before we get there, I'm going to start working on decorating the inside of my double page spread. So I knew for sure that I wanted to use that scenic route tag from the 6x8 chipboard kit. And I was considering using it with that Outside Adventures chipboard and kind of creating like a little strip. And I sort of go through like a few different scenarios here where I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll do 3 things until I finally get to a block of 4, which ends up working really well and taking up some space on the photo, which is nice. So there you can see I'm just trying to figure out things in a set of 3 before I finally realize, you know what, this needs to go into a set of 4. So I'm going to dig into my stash and find a print that I can use. So I've got the chipboard tag, a photo, that white card. I thought for a brief moment about adding some journaling, but didn't want to really mess up my flow with a few words. Didn't really need it. So I pulled out this green pattern card from the 2021 collection, which is the same color as that chipboard, which is exactly what I needed, something to help balance out that color. And so there you saw I peeled off the back of the chipboard, and I'm taking my We Are Memory Keepers punch and punching the holes in everything a little bit larger, and I'm using that as like a template so that they're all punched in the exact same place. I'm going to attach it back down until I'm actually ready to use it, because it's sticky. So I thought about maybe using some of those words in those half circles or geotag. I kind of go through a few embellishments here. I pull out those leather tags to see if maybe I could layer something, but it was kind of the wrong color. It was a little distracting, more of a yellowy brown than like an orangey brown that I needed. I liked that sentiment there. It said explore the unknown. Considered layering another tag from the set. I'm not sure exactly what the sentiment says. I think it says, oh, it says finding the way, but it was just really the wrong color. I'm trying some pieces from the wooden embellishment add-on kit from the 2021 collection. I loved that heart, but it was a little too big. There I'm trying the chipboard again. Just kind of showing you the process of choosing an embellishment. Like I am going through so much just to find one piece. And here I had the idea to see if maybe I could layer something on top of there from the 2-inch transparency circle cards. And I found one that says, and away we go. And I thought that would look really neat. Helps pull in another kind of green tone. It was a little too big for the small tag size. So I grabbed my punch there and I'm going to punch it down to a 1.5-inch circle. And you can see that I did it off to the side there so that I can layer it on the edge of the tag and cut a part of the circle off and just have it interact with the edge. And since it's a transparency piece, I'm going to use my tiny attacher to staple it down and then just use my scissors to cut the edge off there. So now I'm digging into a bag of trim, and I looked at either the natural twine looking color or the green and white stripe. I decided just to go with green and white stripe just for a little punch. And then I also decided, because the chipboard was so thick, to put the photo and the 2 paper tags on foam squares so that it would all sit at the same height. I use the Gina K foam squares and they are really nice. They're not too high and they seem to work really well. So I realized that the right side of the photo looked like really strong and it made your eyes go right there. So I decided to play with some word phrase stickers in that chipboard arrow there to help guide your eye. And I also wanted to put a little punch of bright color to really get your attention and make you look there first. So I was using all stickers from the new 2021 collection. And I think that that little bright pop of orange really worked well. So the next step will be just to get everything stuck down and try to keep it as straight as possible. I probably should have grabbed my ruler, but I just eyeballed it and I think it looks pretty good. I think the chipboard is slightly off, but you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at it unless you were really staring at it. So now that I finished that page, I'm jumping back to the front and I'm going to cut out the adventure half circle there. It's the perfect color green to match the palms in my photo and the palms in my pattern paper. And I use the same treatment actually elsewhere on the album a few times, and so it gives some nice consistency. And this ticket is kind of a translucent material, so I decided, instead of trying to use adhesive, to just go ahead and staple it right down into the card and stick it in the pocket. And I'm just kind of going through, seeing where I feel like I need some embellishments. I actually really liked that chipboard on there because it kind of pointed down to the gentleman on the raft, but I ended up finding something else that'll work that I believe you'll see off camera. So now I'm jumping into some of our beach day photos. And just adding these 2 pieces back to back with some double-sided adhesive from Gina K. And just held it up to my light so I could see where it was positioned and then adhere them together. And then I used my punch template there to punch it out. And I decided to use this epic word from these epoxy stickers I thought the color went really well with the colors of the photo. And it just, it really was, like, it was a really cool moment while we were snorkeling to see a stingray in the wild. I didn't know, like, we weren't sure if it was a man ray or a stingray. Later when we got back to the room, I was Googling, and that's exactly what it was. It was a yellow stingray. So here I'm trying to decide what to put as an embellishment on the water there. And I ended up flipping this photo because I used some rose gold words, but they kind of are competing with that pink card and the writing on there. So I moved that pink card to the left, I moved the water photo to the right side of the layout, and it just gives them, like, they're kind of on opposite corners of the layout from each other. I did originally start with that thicker set with the sun kiss because you can't really maybe tell, but I am burnt in these photos. My poor skin is so pink. And I really thought it would look pretty, but the gold and the font just did not go, no matter how hard I tried. And I apologize, it's a little low there on the screen, so it's a little harder for you to see. So just experimenting and pulling out products to see what I can get to work. And I ended up using the Good Vibes Only, I believe. Oh no, I originally stuck down the Let's Be Lazy, and then I changed that to the photo behind this layout, and I ended up switching it to Good Vibes Only. But just give you an idea of my process there. I actually stuck them to the outside of the page protector, which is really great with thickers and stickers and things, because you can usually just peel them right off, and if you're not 100% sure. So there I had decided to move things over once I realized that the spacing would look better on the right hand side, but eventually I removed these completely, put them on the next photo, and replaced the sentiment, which you don't see. So here I'm working on one of my journaling cards using my Tim Holtz stamper to keep with my habit of adding a little stamp sentiment to every card. I'm trying really hard to use all my stamps this time. And then just grabbing my Bic Gelosity pen and writing some journaling down. And sliding that into position. And then here I decided to go ahead and use that chipboard piece that I had been trying to use several times throughout the album. It was a great pink. So I'll explain this later in the video, but I realized that I didn't have any more photos that I wanted to use for the back of my last day 2 photo in the beginning of my layout. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity to create a filler page. Just gives your eye a nice place to rest. There's that Bella Boulevard paper. It's called Island Escape. It's several years old. I bought like 10 sheets of it, and I use it in quite a few beach themed albums because it's a really good variety of colors. But the back side is also a really nice dark blue as well. So here I'm finally using the Heidi Swap metal dies in my Cuttlebug with the help of my little craft assistant there, you may have seen. And I cut out 3 of the leaves just to scatter, and I was trying to look for a good large embellishment to put in the middle, and I decided just to use the camera. I'm trying to remember, like Ali Edwards always says, not to let things be too precious. Searched through my chipboard and stickers and found that chipboard that says look with the blue and the heart, and I thought the color went well and it made sense with the camera photo. So I'm using some Gina Connect glue here to adhere down these detailed pieces, because when Jennifer McGuire says to use products, you listen, because she knows the best. So I like using that as a liquid adhesive. Decided to use some red line tape on the back of the camera so it would be really stuck down well. And just to make sure I put the chipboard in the right place, I ripped off the layers, put a little pen mark, and stuck it down. Okay guys, so ready to share my walkthrough of my completed day 3. So, well after completing this and even finishing day 4, before completing day 4, I realized that I needed to break this up into 2 albums. So I have another album coming on the way. Right now this is temporarily housed in another one. The other part of that dilemma was that I realized that the page I created on the back of my last day 2 photo leading into my day 3 needed to be moved. So I had to create something else, and I will be sharing more about this in my next video. So we've got my, oh gosh, now I'm not even sure which brand paper this is. I'll have to look at it. It's Bella Boulevard. It's the back of the floral pattern. These were from my Heidi Swap dies that I shared in my very first video as an option of something to use. I believe this is a Studio Calico card here, and I stapled with my tiny attacher our ticket here right onto it. And this was one of the die cuts from the 4x6 card from Allie's 2021 kit. So this is the beginning of our bamboo rafting adventure. So I have my seeing card here. I stamped Adventure Time, journaled about what we were doing. Added a little chipboard heart here in a coordinating color. Added another one of these half circles and an orange geotag to help make a triangle of orange and move your eye around the page. And then these are 2 Studio Calico cards. This is from the Wood Veneer kit add-ons from the 2021 collection. And then this is a chipboard piece from a Citrus Twist kit either 1 or 2 years ago. Just says go. I love how it was centered right in the trees there. So I have an enlargement here leading into a 2-page spread, and I really enjoyed the way this came out. So I have 4 tags here, all size of the chipboard piece from the 6x8 kit. My little twine's all funked up. This is a Studio Calico card, I believe, that I trimmed down. This is pattern paper that was from the 2021 collection, and then this is one of the transparency circles. They're really like 2 inches, and I trimmed it down to, I used my 1.5 inch punch to trim it a little bit smaller. It says, and away we go. And I just thought that would be a fun way to layer a pattern on, or a clear transparency on top of the pattern, and use up a pattern card that I might normally have grabbed. And then I used a little bit of twine. These I cut a little bit shorter, and a photo that I had printed but wasn't going to use, but decided that would work really well for this tag option. And then just to add a little bit of interest and start your eye looking this direction so it doesn't immediately go here, I added a chipboard piece from this Citrus Twist Kits set here. And then these are all from the brand new word phrase stickers for the 2021 collection. The orange one says let's go, the white one says wild and free with a green font, and then this one says Taurus, and then that arrow says exploring. So I just thought it would help pull the eye around. And then on the back of that, I put a nice enlargement of our beach for the next day, or not for the next day, for when we got back. And I added a Allie Edwards digital art, moved the opacity and the fill down so it was kind of see-through. It's not as see-through as other ones, but I still wanted it to be nice and legible. Added a chipboard from, I believe, the older kit of, not chipboards, puffy geotags is what I'm trying to say. This is this year's kit. This is the old one in my stash. So I believe that's one of the, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the newer one. Anywho, and then I use this beach from my Citrus Twist Kits puffy stickers that I had been playing with for quite a few different layouts, trying to place them in different areas. Then we went to lunch, have a picture of our drink, and then I used this card here from an Allie Edwards kit. I want to say it's from a Recent Stories by the Month kit. It says the story in the middle. I added a teeny little chipboard heart, and then it just says memory, and it's numbered 1 through 8. And I just picked super basic journaling. Part of the reason why I use it is because I liked that the card matched, gave me just a place to put little notes. I have like trying new cocktails, hammocks in the ocean, gorgeous blue skies, so much sunscreen, snorkeling in stingrays, road trips along the water, stunning sunsets, and so much yummy food. Just like I said, nice and simple. And here I have this card. I don't even know how old that is, but it said the bikini kind of life. I've literally held on to it for a very long time. And then these are thickers that are American Crafts brand that I feel like were created to match a One Canoe 2 kit, but I could be wrong. But they're like a really pretty rose gold. Looked awesome against this water photo here. And then I added a chipboard heart. Try to add hearts on a lot of the selfies of the two of us. And then here I had a picture in my cover up and my hat. A Studio Calico card that's like pink and a teal blue. And then this is from the July Stories by the Month kit. It says adoring these July moments. It was just the perfect color to match. Then a photo of the beach, an enlargement of Jarrett here. And this says let's be lazy from that same kit. And then this same sticker set with a stingray, and it says epic. Then our dinner photo here. These didn't really coordinate, so I tried to use this teal memory card that is from the June 2021 kit to try to help pull the color across. And then I also used one of these teal chipboard hearts kind of to try to make a small triangle. And then I did my stamp all across the top again. This one says, this heart of mine was made to travel. Added my journaling. And then some more sunset photos. I haven't been able to get dressed up for a while, so I felt like I really indulged in taking photos of myself or ones that my boyfriend took. So we had a gorgeous sunset here. I used this from a July Stories by the Month kit from a year or two ago. It's a really beautiful coral peach color. And then it might be hard to see on the photo here, but there's like rays shooting out here from the sunset when the sun went down. That was just really cool. And you can kind of see, you know, the little sandals sign and everything. So here I just took a 3x8 transparency, added a tab here that says take me anywhere. It's just more photos of us killing time before we could get to dinner. And what we actually did is we took a little tiny boat for like a 2-minute ride across their private island. So I have a picture of the sign outside the restaurant, our menu. No embellishments even here at all, just a photo of what it looked like, us at dinner. It was very poor lighting. This was a photo that was just from the resort that I felt like was a good place to add. This card and this card are from the 2020 collection. This says we'll travel for food, added my journaling. This is from the Eat Mini kit that came out, like the special collection. Then all the photos of our food. So hope you're enjoying watching. I really hope you're inspired. I want to thank everyone for watching so much and the nice comments you've been leaving. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you want to keep getting notified when I automatically post videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I will see you for day 4. Thanks so much.